Guinness or anything. Even
I was going to say, I thought you were making a Guinness cake, or you abandoned that.
No, I know. I've been working right up until now. We had dinner and then I went back to work. No, I was going to make a green trifle. Didn't make that. I was going to make a Guinness chocolate cake. Didn't make that. Don't even have Irish whiskey. Only have Scotch. It's just a disaster.
Oh, she's lamenting only having Scotch.
No, I know. Darn. I don't even have any Irish gin. I thought I'd have my Drumshambo gin, but I don't have that. So it's just the worst Irish person in the world.
Well, I didn't have anything green, so I had to wear my Green New Deal shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I've been
like
Wait,
green.
aren't the letter, is green? I didn't even. No, it's not. Is that green over there? Whatever that sunrise is?
Yeah, it's the Sunrise Movement. The Sunrise Movement is a youth movement for climate change. That's their symbol, that shield. No, there's nothing green about the Green New Deal, except that it's,
it's supposed to be green.
Yeah. I don't know if it's sunrise is maybe black and yellow, their colors, but anytime you see Green New Deal, anytime I see it around DC, it's always sunrise and it's not green.
So I've been listening to this podcast about, it's called How to Save a Planet.
Okay.
You might find it interesting. One of the things,
Who's the presenter?
Knew you were going to ask that. Alex Blomberg, and I can't think of the woman's name. Aisha. I can't think of her name right now. Ayana something. Ayana. I can't think of her last name. Anyways, they do a lot of interesting things, and one of the ones I listened to was on refrigeration, which I thought was kind of cool. I could send it to you, but the one that was relative to your Green New Deal is that they were talking to this young guy, basically out of college, who's he's a conservative, and he's from Wisconsin, and he moved to Seattle, and he's like, I guess all liberal people aren't what they say, kind of vice versa, right? They're human. So he's like, I don't agree with them a lot of things, but I think the environment's a problem. So he started up a conservative platform for young conservatives who want to say that it's a problem, but it's not okay to say it's a problem. So he's like, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because I know that Green New Deal was pushed from the youth.
Yeah.
Yep.
The youth.
The youth.
Youths.
Youth. We are no longer considered youth. When I say youth, I mean like teenagers.
All right.
Yeah, Alex Bloomberg and Ayanna Elizabeth Johnson.
Nice.
There you go.
So you like that one, huh?
Yeah, they're pretty good together. The two of them, they bring up some pretty interesting things. I'll send a link to the HFC one. I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, a lot of them are interesting, but quite often they try to give you little things to do at the end, and you're like, well, I can't really do much about that. And I'm still in November, so they've just gotten past the election time. I'm trying to catch up. They do it every week.
Yeah, a recent one is on kelp farming.
Yeah. So I just started from the very first one last year. I started from the very first one last year and just started working my way up.
Oh, cool.
Eventually I'll catch up maybe. But so a lot of that, it didn't quite it kind of intersect with a little bit what was going on here, the election last year. So that would come up a few times, and then, Black Lives Matter came up, and how that's an intersexual thing. Am I saying that right? Intersectional,
yeah.
Yeah. So
you said intersexual.
It's very possible.
I heard wrong. It's also very possible.
I have this problem of mixing words and parts of words together, which can get me into trouble at times with not meaning to.
No, I do that too.
It's kind of frustrating. People are like,
I can figure out words that are like, I've always, when somebody was wearing something tight and they call it figure hugging. I can't really say that. I usually say higger fugging. Or hugger figging. No, hugger figging. Hugger figging. I don't know what it is. Like, I just
hugger figging.
Hugger figging. I don't know what. I'm like, yeah, it's really hugger figging on you. And then the other one is like when it's a couple and they've got like, we had friends who were called Rory and Cora, and I always called them Corey and Rora.
I would too.
I couldn't say their name.
Yeah, those are hard. The tight outfits, I just don't say anything because
I know. I was going to say, I don't know how many
opportunities for me to comment
opportunities.
on. Well, that's really tight clothes you got on. Like basically 90% of the women walking around in tights these days. I'm like,
Yeah, I think it was back when Lycra was in and things were quite figure hugging. Literally have to pause each time I go to say it.
I don't like wearing tights because I think like the just opaque tights you wear with a skirt, because they are like totally hugger fitting. I feel like I'm a sausage when an incomplete sausage. I put them on.
My darling mother wears dresses like that. I think they're called bodycon dresses, aren't they? Is
that what they are?
Yeah, I think that's the name of them. And my mother she shouldn't wear them, but she loves them. So
I don't know that anybody should wear them.
I don't think anyone should wear them, but probably a 75-year-old woman shouldn't wear them. Not the age, no, that's wrong. Let me just say that. I take that back. But maybe a slightly, yeah. Anyway.
well, apparently, I don't know. Most women that I know love wearing them because they're really comfortable. But whenever I wear tights like compression shorts for working out, it's kind of what you're saying, Dan. After a while, I'm like, I could just feel it constricting me. And
Yeah,
like, that's around the waist.
Trying to get like into them further or out of them more. There is like no really comfortable in between. Somewhere in the middle, it's just wrong.
Unless you're super skinny, it's going to create, what is that, the muffin top? Is that what they call it in Seinfeld?
Yeah. Well, it's like when you peel them off, when you're like peeling, like it's like when you're getting out of like a swimsuit. There's something about like kind of wet skin and that kind of fabric as well, and it just like rolls down. Anyway, I don't know how we got talking about all this. There we go.
Words that don't go together because I said intersexuality or something like that.
Instead of intersectionality.
So Laurel, was I overkilling you with loads of like St. Patrick's Day links today on the
I actually saw all of those come in. I had one of these days where I've been on the phone since 4 a.m. and it's now 2:00. So I haven't caught up on my texts yet.
There was a really nice one that was filmed in Sligo when Kate and Laurel and Anita and I went to Ireland in 2018. We climbed this nice Knocknarea, which, well, you'll enjoy, Forest Elf, because there are lots of megalithic tombs around there, and there's a big mound on top of this hill, on top of this mountain.
That's what that means, that word you said, knock? That's
megalithic?
No, before that, you said it was a Knocknarea.
That's the name of the place.
Yeah, Knocknarea is just the name of the hill. And on the top of it is a huge mound of stones, which is allegedly or mythologically the cairn or the grave of Queen Maeve. But anyway, it was a really beautiful walk because you can see, when you get to the top, you see like, the Atlantic Ocean, and beautiful. But anyway, these two young boys filmed on top of it for St. Patrick's Day, where one of them is Irish dancing and his brother's playing the fiddle. It's really
I haven't watched that yet.
It's really nice. If you could get it, I was going to say, if you get it up on the screen, it's only like 3 or 4 minutes long, but it was really lovely because we've climbed that to see that hit. It was really nice.
Someday.
I think you should play it, Laurel. A little
I don't have it on my computer.
I'm trying to think how I sent it.
You sent it on
Twitter?
No, I have it. I think it was sent to me by my.
It looks like it's on Facebook.
Ross can just share it, or
it was sent in Messenger. So hang on.
I just sent it to you, Dana, on WhatsApp.
Oh, thank you. Rosaline, the festival that you had sent an email about looks absolutely amazing. What is?
Oh yeah, Macness. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
They're like a street theater company. They've been going for decades. And they always build these huge kind of effigies and kind of mache puppets and creatures. So yeah, they, of course, they don't have an audience right now, so they had to kind of try and think about how they would create that stuff. So
I love that type of thing. There's something just, it's a wonderful atmosphere that surrounds that type of environment. It's kind of magic.
Yeah.
Are you into Mardi Gras too then? All the costumes there or no?
Oddly enough, I have not been to Mardi Gras, and I probably won't go simply because of the level of like hardcore debauchery, drunkenness, way too many people for my comfort.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's too big and it's too loud and it's too drunk. I think there would be something different about the festival that you were discussing. I mean, that you sent the video to. I don't know. My brother lives in Louisiana now, so they've been to Mardi Gras twice, and I've seen his videos. And, whew, no, thank you. Sorry, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm just sending it now. Hang on, where are we? I put it in the link. Maybe that'll work. Should I try and share that? How would I?
If you play it and share it, you do share screen, or do you want me to do it?
You do it then, because you're the.
Because I'm the
host.
When I tried to share audio, it wouldn't work.
Hostess.
Really? Just a second, let me make sure. Okay. Share. Yeah, that's it. Advanced. I'm pretty sure. Wait, just a second. Sorry. I didn't see the audio thing. Oh, share sound. There it is. Okay. Can I get it any bigger? Maybe not.
That's fine.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, this is so sweet.
Oh, no.
That's fine. Put it on the background.
Sorry, I can't seem to get it.
That's good.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I want to go hiking.
I know.
Yay, we're that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We went on a much sunnier day than that, though.
Yeah. Yeah, less dancing and more scenery, please. But here we go.
There's the.
Oh, nice.
So that's the grave behind him. Ever see it doing? Isn't that lovely?
Beautiful.
So then the cottage, Laurel, is just over
I know
the
we could see that hill from the cottage, right?
Yeah.
So that's what Rosaline's coast looks like.
Yeah. Anyway, you can stop it now.
I'm kind of enjoying it.
Well, it is an excellent dance. He is made.
There she is.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway.
Aww.
Oh,
Oh, he's just adorable.
Isn't he? He's a sweetie.
Yes.
Sweet
Wow.
lad.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list of places to visit. I follow these guys, their podcast, the Prehistory Guys, and they've been doing, I know I've told you guys this, Megalith Mondays. They put out like these 20-minute podcasts about different megaliths in British Isles, and they did Maeve's Cairn, and I was
brilliant.
So excited that I want to go up to the top and have a look. And I guess they can't excavate it, right? I mean, there's no way to do any type of archaeological work on it because of the way it's constructed. It's forever that way.
No, I mean, I think you probably could, but I don't know. I don't think they believe there's anything in there. I mean, I think it might be quite recent.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because it's not just the megalithic. On the walk up there, there's a abandoned village, isn't there, as well?
Yeah.
Laura, which is like 18th century. I think it's even pre-famine.
Wow.
So it's really interesting.
Is that
Sorry for being late, guys.
That's okay.
It's all right.
Came in at just the right time. This is fascinating.
You just
So the
missed
English
our
did-
Irish step dancing video.
yeah.
The link's in the chat.
I know that I can see it when I join late. I think you
Oh,
don't
that's
get
right.
that
I'll send it again.
experience.
It was a
Why
lovely
is
little-
that?
Ooh.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yes.
sorry, I cut you off. Dana, what were you saying?
She wants to go
Oh.
bury up dead people, dig up dead people.
I was just wondering if the village was like it dated to a similar time, like this, how the English destroyed all the crofting villages in Scotland to take all of their land. They must have done the same thing in Ireland, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck. It's so sad. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, poor Laurel and Caton, and you got dragged around to every miserable bit of Irish history.
I loved it.
You really
I loved
did.
it. We saw, it was hard for me to all keep it on a timeline because, we went to Dublin and went to museums, and then we were actually out in some of these, places, and the Famine Museum, and I just felt like I needed like a children's timeline of history so that I could kind of make sense of it.
Well, then I did the same thing with Kate again the following year. Poor love, I dragged her to the bloody Sunday Museum in Derry. And it was like, how much more misery of Irish history can you put up with?
There's a lot, isn't there? Wow.
Yeah.
Is there any in Dublin, as far as how is the Viking era represented in Dublin? Are there museums, or what is the story?
The National Museum has a really nice section on the Vikings.
Yeah.
And there's also a slightly dodgy Viking experience, thing, which I haven't done for a long time, but it's a bit more interpretive and interactive.
Oh, exciting.
Right, where
Is it
you
like
can see where
medieval
different
time?
Viking things are in the city, right?
Yeah.
Like the Viking history through the landscape of the city.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, and not even that academic, but kind of a tourist experience with people going around with horns that coming out of their helmets, that kind of shite. It's not like.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I thought there was one that was better than that, Rosalind.
There is one
Wasn't
that's
there?
better than that.
Yeah.
And there's also that. Yeah. So there's a whole range of experiences depending on your genuine interest in the history.
Did they actually raid Dublin itself or other smaller coast? When I think of further north.
There.
Hmm?
It was a Viking outpost.
Yeah, Dublin started as a Viking town.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and then a few other little settlements on the east coast. But then the Irish fought the Vikings in, I don't know, Brian Boru was one of the last kings of Ireland, and they fought the Vikings. And so a lot of treasure, a lot of gold in the National Museum is from that time.
Yeah, the National Museum was
see that.
amazing. It was.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the highlights of that trip. Was that National
Yeah,
Museum?
we didn't,
Yeah.
and we only went in there on a whim, didn't we? We didn't spend a couple
We went
of
in
hours.
kind of a whim, and then I think we also only had like an hour, so everybody was
Mm.
like, "We can't all stick together." Like and everybody ran off in different directions, and then
Yeah.
you'd like see
I'm going to
somebody and
history. See you later.
exactly.
That's probably.
I felt really bad about that because that's the first time I've been in the National Museum in about 25 years. And it was not that good when I'd been there before. So I was like, oh my God, this is a really good museum.
Right. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good.
Now I want to go back to Dublin.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's all go. The Loving Kindness Gang on tour.
Sounds like a plan to me.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a great
My best
time.
Dublin story is I went there for work years and years ago. And you guys know the band called The Church from the 80s?
Oh yeah.
The church?
The Church.
Mhm.
So
sure.
so one evening I'm walking around and this little pub says The Church at 8 o'clock. I'm like, nah, it can't be. So I come back at 8 o'clock because I got nothing better to do. I walk in and sure enough, it's this band playing to like 50 people. And they were pretty big in
Wow.
the 80s, I thought. I mean, in their niche market.
Oh.
They're not Irish, right? They're from.
They're
like, what-
Australian. I just
They're
Googled them.
Australian.
They're
Like, yeah,
Australian.
they're down under. Yeah.
That's so cool. I love it when you
That
can
is so
catch
cool.
something like that.
Well, and it's different to catch somebody on their way up. I mean, this was like 1990s. So it wasn't like they were
Yeah.
totally forgotten. It wasn't like 10 years ago or 15 years ago. It was right after
Huh.
all that new wave 80s stuff had finished.
Oh, I never even heard of them.
Yeah, I haven't either. They look
I think
very
you'd recognize a
Depeche
couple of their
Mode.
songs.
Yeah,
The guy
you
plays
recognize
a
them.
he plays a
Oh.
12-string guitar in one song, and it's just beautiful.
I bet
Oh,
Peter knows who they are. He's a huge aficionado of Australian 80s music.
Of course.
Oh, really?
Psychedelic rock band. Unguarded Moment, One Day.
Yeah, I don't recognize them at all.
Yeah.
That's not their best song, though. That
I
would
thought
know.
you meant Churches, which is another band, right?
Ah. I don't know if I
I
know
don't know
that.
either of
Oh,
those.
what was, you don't know the name of the
I had
pub?
had a memorable summer in Dublin, or a few weeks in Dublin in '89.
Ooh.
Met a cute boy who took me on a whole like tour of all U2's Dublin, which was good fun by way of our dates.
Like the places that they played and where they lived.
Yeah, like
and
where's
stuff
that
like
place,
that.
the Devil something, like where you can see the Seven Towers that they sing about.
Mm.
Seven Towers, we see no way out. What's that called? It's like some hill that you climb.
Stop
Made
it.
out of-
I only know U2 greatest hits. Like
made out of there.
Which one? Which one? I missed, I think I
something
lost-
about the Seven Towers.
You know
Rosalind?
that song, the U2 song where they sing about the Seven Towers. You see Seven Towers, but you see no way out. So that's a geographic feature somewhere in Dublin on a hill.
Oh,
Sounds like a great prison.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was very memorable.
Oh, right,
That's a-
right, right.
Somewhere.
that's a U2 song I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under the Milky Way by The Church.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one.
So I think you guys would recognize if I played it.
I better look it up. What else? That's interesting. I haven't heard of it.
You can do share, and then on advanced options, you can do share computer audio.
Sometimes when this place gets kind of empty.
I don't know how to do the audio. here.
No, we got the audio.
Yeah, we can hear it.
We can hear it.
I think about
So if you don't recognize it by now, you won't.
this fascination.
I mean, they look very familiar, but I don't remember that song.
I definitely don't remember them.
Huh. Yeah. Huh.
Sorry.
Go on a
I'll inquire with the local Aussie.
Yeah.
and-
local
It's
audience.
that intro is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you didn't know that at that point, you weren't going to know the song.
Yeah.
And the
Sorry.
U2 song I was referencing, I think, is "Running to Stand Still."
All right.
Mm.
I'm
What is
actually
that-
not a
what is
huge
that album?
YouTube fan.
Hmm.
What's wrong with you?
I know. Not one alcoholic Irish drink in the house. Don't like you two, and I'm not.
It'd be
wearing
like being from New Jersey
And
and
you're
saying
not
you like
wearing
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Oh, Rosalind.
But do you like James Joyce? All right, last try. Do you like James Joyce?
Well, only Dubliners. I mean, he's pretty incomprehensible. No, I do. I mean, I like The Dubliners is a great book.
Okay.
It is hard to read his stuff.
Mhm.
It is hard to read his stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I need to get out for an afternoon walk
Yeah,
after having
yeah.
been,
Oh, well.
but this was fun to have some Irish, just Irish.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you.
And
Yeah.
we have a wonderful Irish meditation today, if I can find.